Hey YouTube family, this is Queen Renee coming at you with another video. This video is I was gonna do a mukbang for this, but I got my food and the and the food was cold. So it wasn't very good. Um and I was excited to get some food because club or nothing had been running here um, for days due to the storm that we had, our winter storm here in Texas. So, like I said, I was, you know, um, happy that something was delivering, but it really was a waste of my money and my time. But anywho, we are going to push past that. So today we're going to be talking about um, a young lady that actually killed her mother-in-law. Well, not mother-in-law. I'm sorry. Killed her foster mother. And I'm going to be reading this story to you from the Oxygen Crime News. So before I do that, I do want to give my fair use disclaimer. So, copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing, nonprofit educational and or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use. So there's our fair use disclaimer. Guys, if you see me keep looking to the left here, it's because my monitor is here and I can see myself here, but I can't see myself on my laptop. So that is why I keep looking to the left. Um, which is weird for me because this is a new setup here. So anyway, we're gonna get into it. So the title of this article that I'm reading it says, "I was not mentally there. Woman who murdered foster mother at foster dash request," says in a prison interview. So Sabrina Zernich, I think that's how you say it. Um, Her foster father, Kevin Nofield, initiated a sexual relationship with her while she was a teen and convinced her to kill her foster mother. So when Lisa Nofield welcomed 16-year-old Sabrina into her home, there's no way she could have predicted the chaos that would soon follow. Zernich had an affair with her foster father, Kevin Nofield, and the two of them conspired to murder Lisa. Those who knew her say Lisa was loving and compassionate. Lisa loved children and she loved to help people. Her first husband, Nicholas Zanelli, they be having some really strange names. Anyway, Zanella, I guess, told Oxygen the Snapped Behind Bars, which dives into Lisa's murder and features a prison interview with Zernick. Nicholas's and Lisa's daughter, Megan was born in 1999, but the couple divorced in 2003. In 2006, she married Kevin Nofield, a truck driver, and their daughter Haley was born in 2009. Now, Lisa worked as a social worker in the sex abuse department in Chattanooga County Department of Children and Family Services, and she would eventually open her home to children in need as a foster parent. So when she had foster children, she treated them like her own. She made sure she went the extra mile to be a good parent. Friend Carol Bees told Snap Behind Bars. Then in July 2011, 16-year-old Sabrina Zernick was placed with the Cofield family and moved into their home in Wallingby Hills, Ohio, a suburb of Cleveland. Now, Zernick was born October 27, 1994. Her parents were alcoholics and drug addicts and often in trouble with the law, according to a 2013 Cleveland Scene article. Now, at one point, when she was still being bottle fed, to get her to go to sleep, they put vodka in her bottle. Zernick's friend Bob Stokes told producers. Growing up, Zernick struggled with mental health issues. So she was diagnosed when she was 4 years old with ADHD, and growing up throughout my life, I was diagnosed with ODD, ADHD, bipolar, anxiety, depression, Zernick said. Zernick grew up with her father and grandmother in Wycliffe, Ohio. She was eventually removed from the home due to her grandmother's declining health and allegations that Sabrina stole from her, according to a court document. So she was already on the path of destruction before this lady got a hold to her and tried to help her out as a foster parent. So let's keep going. Now, when she, um, she goes on to say that when she was 14, that's when I got into the actual system and was placed into group homes. It was traumatic, Zernick told producers. Zernick spent the next 2 years being shuffled around the foster care system. Her father died in 2012, allegedly from a drug overdose, according to the Cleveland Scene. But after moving in with the No Fields, Zernick seemed to thrive. She did well in school and got along with the family, including Lisa and Kevin's daughters. We started off as friends, and then we moved on into sisters. Zernick told Snap Behind Bars. Me and Lisa's relationship was good at first, and me and Kevin had a very close relationship. I could be open with him. A change occurred about 6 months, though. Zernick thought Lisa gave her own daughters peripheral treatment, and the two began to butt heads. Now, the thing about that is, I mean, it may not be fair, but everybody knows that you're going to, even if you don't want to, and if you don't, it's not a subconscious thing. Well, it is a subconscious thing. Even if you don't mean to, you probably are going to treat your biological children a bit different than a foster child. And like I said, and it's not meaning, you don't mean to do that, but I mean, The law of nature. I'll put it that way. So anyway, as Zernick and Lisa drifted apart, she became closer to Kevin. He was my friend and my father. Kevin was there to catch me because he never judged me, and he always made me feel wanted. Kevin and Zernick's relationship raised eyebrows. However, they were too friendly. They were too close. They would make sexual jokes towards each other. Zernick's friend, Autumn Pavlik, told producers. On October 27, 2012, Zernick turned 18 and was able to leave the foster care system. Instead, she petitioned to remain with the Nofils in the Nofils home and finish high school. 3 weeks later, on the night of November 16th, a call came into the Wallingby Hills 911. It was 13-year-old Megan. She's stabbing my mom with a knife and she's beating her. Megan can be heard crying on the 911 tapes obtained by Snap behind bars. When asked who had a knife, Megan replied, "My sister. She's trying to kill my mom." First responders arrived to the scene and found Zernick drenched in blood. Lisa was located in her bedroom, unresponsive and covered in stab wounds. She died at the scene. 3-year-old Haley was found hiding in her mother's closet. Lisa had been stabbed 178 times with a 15-inch knife, according to the court documents. Many of the wounds were defensive. The attack was so violent, the knife was bent. Zernick was taken into custody but wouldn't answer any questions. "I was not mentally there. I was in a out of I was in and out the whole time," she told Snap behind bars. Kevin Nofield was on the road in Michigan when his wife was murdered. Authorities notified him and said he was relatively calm upon returning home, according to court documents. The following day, as friends and family converged on the Nofield home, they were disturbed by Kevin's behavior. "I can't say how a person should appear when their wife's been brutally murdered, but he just didn't appear to be fazed at all," Lisa's friend Erica told Snap behind bars. Police had a killer, but they didn't have a motive. The more they looked at Zernick and Kevin's relationship, the more suspicious they became. Investigators learned that Zernick had told her social worker that Kevin took photographs of her and gave her money. Okay. So she told her social worker that this man took photographs of her and gave her money. Interesting. Cleveland Fox affiliated WJW reported in 2014 on another occasion, Kevin contacted the social worker to say that he and Lisa were considering divorce and that he wanted to retain custody of Zernick. But the social worker didn't do anything with the information that this man had took pictures of this child and gave her money for it. Gave her money. Okay. So Autumn Pavlak told investigators that in early October 2012, Zernick had asked her to find a hitman, according to a 2014 Ohio News Herald article. I knew Kevin was involved because when Sabrina would talk about needing help, she would refer to the both of them. Me and Kevin need to get rid of Lisa, Pavlik told Snap behind bars. Zernick initially denied Kevin had any role in Lisa's murder, while she sat in jail. He collected over $800,000 in life insurance, with which he bought cars and homes and took flying lessons, according to the Cleveland Scene. After 6 months in jail, Zernick started to feel abandoned and started talking to police. She claimed that a year earlier, her relationship with Kevin had gone from father daughter to significant other, as she told producers. It started with messages. I want to be a massage. Oh, with massages. I'm sorry, y'all. With massages. I want to be a massage therapist. I wanted to help people all my life. And so if he said you can practice on me, and it started on the legs because he was a truck driver and had cramps in his legs, and it gradually went to more. By the fall of 2012, she and Kevin were having sex on a regular basis, according to court documents. Kevin said he didn't love Lisa anymore and he wanted her dead. The News Herald reported. I said, why not just divorce her? He said, because I can't do it. The girls would end up going to her, Zernick told producers. He said, she's worth more dead than alive. And he bought out two policies, one for 500,000 and one for 250,000. Zernick claimed Kevin told her to make Lisa's murder look like a result of a botched burglary. He thought he taught her how to stab Lisa and twist the blade to inflict maximum damage and help pick out the knife. If she got caught, he told her to claim insanity, according to a 2012 New York Daily News article. On August 9th, 2013, Kevin Nofield, 43, was taken into custody and charged with conspiracy to commit aggravated murder and complicity to aggravated murder, as well as 6 counts of sexual battery, according to the Akron Beacon Journal newspaper. Zernick testified against Kevin Cofield, Nofield, in his murder trial in the spring of 2014. His defense team, however, claims she made it all up. There's no evidence that Kevin had ever done anything inappropriate with Sabrina. No DNA, no videotapes, nothing. Defense attorney Gary Vick told Snap Behind Bars the only evidence they had was Sabrina. It was completely Sabrina's story. Apparently, Sabrina's story was enough for the jury. On June 11th, 2014, they found Kevin Nofield guilty on all counts. And in August, he was sentenced to life in prison with the possibility of parole after 30 years. He will first be eligible for parole in 2043 at the age of 73. Sabrina pleaded guilty to aggravated murder in August 2014 and was subsequently sentenced to life in prison with the possibility of parole after 30 years, the Associated Press reported at the time. Now 26, Zernick will first be eligible for parole in 2042 when she is 47. For more on the case, watch Snap Behind Bars, streaming on oxygen.com. Okay, so let's just talk about this just a little bit. So, this grown man takes this 16-year-old, starts messing with her. Um, they're kind of saying, from what I'm understanding in the in the article, that he really, I guess he didn't start sleeping with her, or she didn't say he'd been sleeping with her till she was like 18. So she was already grown and of age and age of consent. But then they go on to say that he was charged with, I think it says 6 counts battery. So that he was sleeping with her before her turning 18. I kind of think I believe that that probably was a thing, that he had been sleeping with her before she turned 18. Um, Also, so he takes this child and starts to have sex with her and all of this, and convinces her to kill her foster. And at first she doesn't say anything when she gets caught. He told her to plead insanity, and then she still, I'm sorry, y'all. I think that she still was trying to play up on that when she said that she wasn't mentally there when she killed her, which is a bunch of poppycock, in my opinion, because you all had planned this. So you did what you guys planned to do. Period. Um, and I could see where she felt abandoned because they don't say that he did anything like visited her or anything like that. Then that would make him sympathizing with the murderer of his wife. So how she thought she was going to kill this lady and still have this man. Um, but she was a child, I guess. So that, but there are women and grown women that do the same stuff. They plot and plan and they kill their boyfriends, wives, and things like that. Think that these men are going to be with them after the fact. And as soon as they do what they do, these men move on and do what they do. They buy cars and houses and all types of things with their insurance money that they got from you killing their wives. And they leave them women in the dust. Um, it's just sad because this young lady's life hadn't even got started. And she will not be able to get out of prison until she won't be eligible to get out of prison until she's like 47. Um, and that doesn't even mean when that time comes up that she will be allowed to get out, um, which is just a waste. It's a waste of a mother. It's a waste of the innocence of a child. And this fool just thought he was going right off into the sunset and live his best life. I'm glad she got sense enough in her head to go ahead and uh, tout on him as well and have him arrested. So y'all tell me what y'all think of this video down in the comments. Please like, share, and subscribe to my channel. I think, and I don't know if I am or not, but I think I'm gonna do more lives because when I have stuff, I have videos that I've done that are in my camera, but getting them out and getting them up is just so much work. Um, until I just really don't have the time to do all of that. Uh, but I will try to get my videos up like I should. I just be so busy, y'all. But anyway, like, share, and subscribe to my channel if you like. Um, you can I will be giving you guys some more insight into my world a little bit uh, in the coming future. But I love you guys, and thanks for sharing, thanks for commenting, thanks for watching and subscribing. Have a good one. Come on.